Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission.
Isn't
So I
it
don't
funny
know
how
what it was.
you can go on these short-term trips and catch the missions bug, you say, and it's true. I did the
Yeah.
same thing. I went to Russia and then to Hong Kong and China, then India, and I mean, loved it. But I remember in India as well, we were doing dramas on the street. I was one of the main characters and the journeyman, walking around, getting kicked in the stomach, rolling in the dust in Andhra Pradesh near Hyderabad. And I had something off that day and just was feeling horrible, went to bed at night. And I remember waking up at 3 a.m, out of it, and then I passed out. Wow. I don't remember anything until 7 a.m. when some of the other team members, it was a Teen Mania Ministries trip, came in, and I woke up with my hand down the squatty potty, all the way up to my shoulder. It was all the way down the squatty potty. They pulled me out, and I don't remember anything for 3 days.
Goodness gracious.
And but yet, even with all these difficulties and discomfort, the missions bug catches you. But okay, I have to go back to the initial question.
The missionary attrition, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So I think
what causes you to stay longer?
Yeah, well, for me, the to lead up to that is it wasn't just, I'm going to go do this. Because I think there are people that, some of it's like, not folly of youth sounds kind of too negative, but they're young and almost like the stereotype of like, I'm taking a gap year, going to go backpacking around Europe. You're like, I think there's also a side to that, which is I'm going to take a year or two and go to this country and do this thing, whatever it is, work in an orphanage and so there may not be, there's not this this intentional, I'm being called to go and do this thing. It's more
kind of
of
an opportunity to present it itself.
Yeah, it's the good, there's good intentions, there's good motives, maybe.
But the road to hell is paved with those?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I wouldn't judge their, as far as, what's their motivation for doing it, but I would say, some of it would probably be not on a whim, but they just thought, this is something I'm going to go try.
Which is a lot of people's stories, rather than this lead up, and you're making clear decisions of your college education based on your long-term desire to go overseas.
I mean, I made my decision to marry my wife based on missions. When I came here in 2004 on an internship from college before my senior year, and was here for just the summer, not long, but a summer, here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, working with the organization I'm working with now. North Burma Christian Mission, here known as North Thailand Christian Mission, and the Morris family.
Okay, which we're going to get back to in a second too. Because, they're going on 100 years, you told me, of family.
Yeah, coming up on 100 years in Asia.
Legacy in Asia.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, but anyway.
So, but coming here in 2004, new missions was the thing, and then 2004 specifically, there's a breaking and entering going on. No, specifically, Thailand was where God was leading me to. And it wasn't one of those things, I feel it, or I think it is. I knew it. I knew this was where God was bringing me to. And so got back for my senior year, asked David Morris as he took me to the Chiang Mai airport to head back for my senior year. I said, hey, after I graduate and don't know if I'll get married or not. At that time, there wasn't necessarily perspective Mrs. Gambill in the future at the time, but I said, and would you have me back out full time? He said, oh yeah, great. And so that was okay. So Thailand's happening.
Yeah, you're on the pathway already.
2004, Thailand's happening. Got back to Dallas there in August of 2004, and walked into the guy's dorm after driving down from Oklahoma City, where my folks live, and coming in for soccer ahead of time. And there was Angela, and started talking. We had known each other already for a few 2 or 3 years at that time, and just were friends. And started talking, and as things kind of were hey, we're talking a little bit more. Before there was this thought, are we a couple? What are we? I said, what do you think about Thailand? Yeah. I said, before this goes anywhere, I need to know what your thoughts are on missions, living in a foreign country, and specifically Thailand. And I mean, she thought about it, and it was, that's fine. So she had her dad's a pastor, been a pastor for decades, and missionaries would stay at their house, and so
That's good. She had that backdrop.
she had
of
that backdrop,
missions.
and I guess even her mom, she didn't remember this, but her mom brought up the story of at some point when Angela was, young, but old enough to kind of understand what was going on with missionaries and whatnot, went up to her mom one day and said, "I'm going to be a missionary someday."
Really? At a
And
young
so-
age?
Yeah, and she had forgot. Angela didn't remember this, but
It's
her
funny
mom
how you
brought
have
it up to her.
those instances, as the story goes with me. I was 3 years old, 1981, looking at a National Geographic magazine. My mom's sitting next to me, probably good housekeeping.
Yeah.
And I'm flipping through the pages, and I see this picture of Asia, a man walking through the rice terraces with one of those balancing water buckets on his shoulder. And I turned to her and said, "Mommy, I want to bring bread to the kids of China." I'm 3 years old.
Right.
Of course, Chinese kids want bread, right?
Right,
Not
yeah.
rice.
I love it.
And but fast forward 12 years later, I was 15 on my first mission trip to Hong Kong. We were loading our backpacks and roller bags and socks, sticking Bibles and tracts in our everywhere we could find
Yeah.
to smuggle them into China. This was with Kendall Cobb, who was recently on the show.
Oh, nice. I like it.
But we had these code words. All the Bibles were called bread. All the crumbs, all the tracts were called crumbs. I didn't think about it, but I
Yeah.
walk into China loaded up with tons of contraband material.
Yeah.
Walk into Shenzhen from the Hong Kong border there, and I felt the Holy Spirit say, "You're taking bread to the kids of China."
Nice.
That was powerful. So
That
when
is
you have these
powerful.
reminiscent, nostalgic memories of some
Yeah.
early desire of missions, wow, it's kind of a real strong confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily remember anything as a young kid like that, but I just remember at the age of like 15 or so just knowing that my life was not being set apart. I was setting my life apart
Yeah.
to the calling that God was making for ministry and then eventually missions. And so to get back to the attrition question also,
Yes, which we've been skirting around.
yeah, some.
It's a tough one.
This is like, I talk a lot, so and I bounce
mind bunny
around, so
trails.
keep me focused. So for me, there was this long buildup, this
Yeah,
long
yeah, I see
focus
what you're
buildup,
saying.
and it was sort of in increments, and it became more clear, sort of like adjusting the microscope down, and just becoming more clear. Ministry, missions, Thailand, and then what I'm doing, now and who we're working with and what we're doing, and so
Does
for
it-
us to go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, does it help that you're working with an organization and family, generation missionaries
Yeah.
who've stuck it out and have this long-term grit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there's been multiple times, Angela and I, when we're like in bed at night and we're just talking about
what
just
have we done
the
with
life. What have we done? But it really, and often a lot of it is around this attrition question. Most often these conversations come up when so and so's left.
A friend or
A friend has left, or we
colleague,
finished our thing, or
Yeah.
our kids graduated, so we're going to go back
which
to now.
is fair enough.
Yeah.
Those are positive reasons for missionary attrition.
Sure.
Negative ones would be problems or difficulties within teams.
Yeah.
Some moral failure.
Yeah, some sort of thing like that. And we definitely acknowledge and thank God that we are with who we're with,
absolutely.
because yes, there's other great missionaries out there for sure, but for us and our personality, and I have a family history connection with the Morrises through my grandparents that we can get into,
Okay.
but I mean, there's just a sort of similar mindset to the Bible, to mission, to ministry, and to life, and just the same kind of mentality on it. But they're just really good for us, and I know that different personalities may not work in it as well, because I would say, and I think they would agree too, like our mission definitely puts the independent in independent missions very well, because we're not a large
And that's
organization.
But that's a good thing, you're saying?
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's
I came as an
they're a
independent-
pioneering kind of. It's
Absolutely.
that pioneering mentality that
Sure.
I think that drives that kind of a thing, and so
The independent, the pioneer, the apostolic type
Yeah.
would find it difficult to go through the sometimes fiery hoops of an organization.
yeah, the large organization.
Yeah.
Which I mean, they both have their positives, they both have their negatives,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
but for us, we came over with the mentality of, we would tell churches, here's our 5-year
Wow.
vision
Yeah.
thing, because churches want to know these things, larger churches especially. want to have this idea of not an end game, but like
Long-term investment.
yeah, what are you doing?
Sure.
How long is it going to take you to get this done? I don't know. I'm 25, 26. I have no idea what's going on over there, So, but you give them some things, but really what we told them is our commitment was open-ended. That
Not
we
just
were going
closed
to
down
go
to
to
year and a half.
Thailand for as long as God was keeping us in Thailand, whether through support or just through the calling, or that there was work that we saw needed to be done and that was still required us to be here. And so if it meant that we moved here, lived, and the rest of our lives and died here, then that's what we're going to do. If it meant we're here for 2, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, that's how long we're going to be here. And so, I mean, for us, there's no intention to ever go back.
Yeah.
Even, with kids returning or whatever for college or things like that, there's still right now no thoughts to that. And it could happen. I don't know what's going to happen in the next, 2 minutes.
So, true.
Yes.
But I like that with that intentionality of a long game,
Yeah.
it keeps people on the field.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. Also, you might want to check out this video here, and honestly, that one's not bad either. Make sure you subscribe to Missions Pulse by clicking the subscribe button right here, and also click that little bell button so you get notified every single time we post a new video.